The modern word pharmacy comes from the ancient Greek root pharmakon, a term that translates to both a medicine and a poison. It describes the dual nature of the chemical compounds we rely on to survive. This early practitioner mixing medicinal compounds represents a discipline built on the technical art and science of manufacturing, evaluating, and dispensing drugs. Because the line between a remedy and a toxin is narrow, handling these active ingredients carries a risk that requires specialized training and precise chemical formulations. Public safety rests on a system of professional standards, a framework with origins that predate the modern pharmaceutical industry. In 19th century India, no national medical standard existed. The landscape for learning about medicine was entirely disjointed. The earliest recorded effort to formally teach students about drug treatments began in 1835 at the Madras Medical College. Looking at this map of the 19th century subcontinent, we see Madras in the south. By 1842, the Portuguese had established Asia's first dedicated pharmacy college over in Goa. But notice the vast empty space between these points. These schools were isolated colonial outposts built to serve localized interests rather than a cohesive Indian healthcare network. To protect millions of citizens, a modernizing India would eventually need to replace these disconnected schools with a sovereign educational blueprint. The push for a unified system was spearheaded by Professor Mahadeva Lal Shroff, the man now recognized as the father of pharmacy education in India. Shroff argued that pharmacy needed to be decoupled from basic medical school and established as its own dedicated scientific discipline. He brought that vision to Banaras Hindu University. In 1932, inside buildings like these, Shroff launched the country's first systematic pharmacy education program. By 1937, the university had expanded the program into a dedicated 3-year Bachelor of Pharmacy degree. By anchoring the curriculum in a university setting, Shroff transitioned the field from an unmonitored trade into a legitimate academic science. Following independence, the new sovereign government looked to take Shroff's academic standards and apply them to the entire country through binding national law. That transition took legal form here, at the Parliament House in New Delhi, with the passing of the Pharmacy Act of 1948. This legislation established a central governing body, the Pharmacy Council of India, or PCI. If you look at the structure established by the Act, the mandate flows through the PCI into 3 jurisdictions. The Council became the authority regulating pharmacy practice, standardizing education, and overseeing the profession on a national level. The 1948 Act provided the legal authority required to enforce university-level safety standards on a national scale. We see the results of those regulations today in the modern career path of a healthcare professional. The title of registered pharmacist is now strictly protected by law, ensuring that only those with specific training can legally handle medicine. To earn that registration, a practitioner must hold a state-mandated qualification, like a diploma in pharmacy, proving they have completed technical study and hospital training. Because this legal framework exists, patients can verify their prescriptions are handled by a government-certified expert. By providing a consistent stream of trained graduates, the 1948 Act helped establish the workforce required for a large-scale manufacturing sector. This training provided the human capital for global companies like Sun Pharma, Cipla, and Dr. Reddy's to operate internationally in facilities like this one. To recognize the importance of this educational foundation, India celebrates National Pharmacy Education Day every year. The date coincides with Professor N.L. Shroff's birthday, linking the modern industry's growth to his original vision. The production of life-saving drugs today relies on this history of educational reform, a timeline that turned colonial fragments into a standardized, life-saving code.